Hello, how's it going? I hope all is well. I just thought I'd shoot a random video. Now, I don't know how long this one is going to go. Welcome to Collectors Anonymous, if you will. Just a little kind of play on the whole Alcohol Anonymous thing. And I was just thinking, because I was having some thoughts and I was thinking about, obviously like it's related to how I collect physical media, and I thought it might be an interesting thing to cover. This one might be a bit of a ramble, could be all over the place a little bit. There might even be moments where I just kind of get into a bit of a role and don't even look at the camera and just talk a bit. But I was kind of thinking so I've titled it this: does physical media have an end game as a collector? Now, I love physical media. I love Blu-rays. I love movies first. So the movies come first. Being a big fan of film, movies, just getting that content, in my sort of like diet is the most important thing. Watching the programs. I love TV shows, series, movies, etc. Obviously, started on VHS when I was very younger. Used to collect videotapes. Big fan of the PlayStation. Used to collect a lot of games. Went on to DVD, Blu-ray with the introduction of the PlayStation 3. Onto and the next gen of consoles, and then onto 4K eventually. I've only been collecting 4K since 2020. I know it's been around since about 2015, I think, off the top of my head, maybe sooner. But I was just thinking, does physical media have an end game? Because I'm going to keep on collecting, but I'm changing the ways I'm collecting. And I used to be one of these people like a while ago when I used to see these deeper sort of videos on collecting, about how, when people cover why and why do we need this, blah blah blah. I used to be a little bit skeptical about it, not in an overly negative way, or there's no like vindictiveness with me. I was just thinking, well, we love collecting and we want the latest Blu-rays, 4Ks or whatnot. But now I do appreciate the kind of like deepness of it, because I think like with anything, when you kind of have an addictive personality, which I admittedly have, there's been times where I've collected other things. Sometimes I get well into computer games, like PlayStation games. I'll download a huge batch or buy some of them. But I've really gotten into physical media over the years, and especially over the past, let's say, 5, 6, 7, what are we on? 6, 7. So the past sort of 7, 8 years, I've gone really like hardcore. I used to always collect VHS a little bit. I used to love the whole idea of physical media, but I do like streaming as well. I think that has its advantages. Plus, you got to be on board with the streaming, because as well as physical media, because there's a lot of stuff that's exclusive to it on there, especially with things like Netflix. You don't always want to miss out on the latest show or the latest film or whatever, if it takes your fancy, if you're intrigued by it. But I was kind of thinking, does this have an end game? For me, I don't really know. It's a bit of a question mark. I'm definitely going to keep collecting, but I've started to think lately, I've been doing a lot of upgrading over the past sort of year and a half to 2 years, upgrading Blu-ray sets to 4K sets, etc. And it goes on and on and on. And I was kind of thinking, yeah, there is some stuff I want to upgrade, but do I need to upgrade everything? No, I probably don't. I want the heavy hitters of horror, because I'm predominantly a horror collector with physical media. I want the heavy hitters of horror on 4K in the best possible edition. I don't double dip as much as I used to. I do double dip a little bit because I want multiple editions of my favourite films, but that's a little bit more few and far between. So I was kind of thinking, where's my end game? I don't know if there's an end game with me, like I said prior to, a few moments ago, like it's a bit of a question mark, but I'm definitely changing my collecting methods. And at the moment, I'm on this kind of new initiative, which I may have mentioned a couple of times in videos, that if you've watched them, of course, I'll just refresh. If not, I'm basically trying to pick up, whether it's on Blu-ray or 4K, films that I've never owned or seen before. So it might be something I've never owned before, but seen it. It might be something I've never owned as well as seen before. And I'm enjoying that a lot. I've just picked up a new release, not a new release, sorry, a release today that's been out a while, but it's a 6-disc set of all trailers from Umbrella. I'll delirium driving, so I'll show that on another video. I'm just trying to have a little bit more fun with my collecting and spice it up, because for a long time I've kind of, you know, this video is not about like necessarily overly critiquing things. It's a little bit of critique, yes, but more on a personal level. So this is just how I feel. So, you know, like there's been times where I've wanted all the latest releases, but then I kind of think, well, at the end of the day, you're just a demographic, you know, like they're just trying to like, I'm not getting at companies or anything like that. I'm just saying, I think sometimes, why upgrade everything? You've got a perfectly good Blu-ray edition. Yes, 4K looks a little bit better and it's a bit sharper. You know, it's got better colour saturation and things on certain really good 4K UHDs. But do we need to upgrade everything? No. And I've decided, and I'm really going to put my foot down with myself, that I'm not going to upgrade everything. I think some things will take my fancy, and I'm a bit of a sucker for good artwork, so say if there's something I didn't want to upgrade from Blu-ray, I may keep my amazing Blu-ray set, definitive Blu-ray set, but also upgrade to the 4K if the artwork's on, you know, good enough. I enjoy collecting Scream Factory. It's just one thing that puts me off slightly with their 4Ks is they don't have new artwork like they used to with their collector's edition Blu-rays. I think that's all, like, I know the original theatrical artwork's fine, and it's the best when we get the best of both worlds, when you can actually flip the sleeve. But with Scream Factory, for example, they're just an example. I do like the label. They do very good 4Ks, by the way. I just thought, they're not even offering newly commissioned artwork, so I'm not that infused to always upgrade everything. I'm very interested, maybe, I'm sort of on the fence a little bit about upgrading to Night of the Creeps on 4K from Scream Factory and Humanoids from the Deep, but I do have two fantastic Blu-ray editions of those films. Humanoids from the Deep with the 88 Films editions with the slip limited, and the Eureka slipcover limited of the Night of the Creeps. Now, yes, the 4K disc's going to look better, but I'm a huge fan of those editions that I already own. So I'm a little bit hesitant to upgrade. I may do when I see them at a fair price, when I feel like splashing the money out or what have you. But yeah, I just feel sometimes like I was even in a loop, because I have an addictive personality. I can get addicted to anything you can imagine, can't you? It's hard sometimes. I'm not moaning, I'm not complaining. I enjoy my addictions too, funnily enough. I actually know I'm addicted to stuff, but I also enjoy it. And I was kind of thinking, do I really want to be stuck in a loop of buying everything that comes out? Now, don't get me wrong, I do pre-order a lot. For an example, I pre-ordered the Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell 4Ks from Arrow Video. They'll be coming soon. I pre-ordered Night Train Murders from 88, but I kind of have a good defence to myself and justification for buying to myself with Night Train Murders. I've never seen the film before. I missed out on the 88 Films Blu-ray, so I've decided to go for this new 4K that's being released. Awesome. But I was in a bit of a loop of just looking at what's coming out and pre-ordering things. I've actually slowed down the past, especially in April. I thought, nah, like, you know, Nicky man, like, chill. You don't need to like pre-order all this stuff. Yes, there's certain releases you're gonna want to add them to your collection if they're new movies you've never seen or owned before, or pre-orders you're gonna want to add them. But I've chilled a little bit. I thought I don't need to pre-order everything. There's some stuff I do want to pre-order, but if I pre-order everything, all my money and my whole life is going to be dedicated, and designated to physical media collecting, which I love and adore, but it doesn't define me. Because you know, sometimes we think things define us. Having a channel, maybe some people think having a channel, it defines you. Having, I don't know, something you collect, it defines you. This achievement defines you. It actually doesn't. It's actually a like culmination of like a number of things that actually define you, and sort of more like that mold your personality, and your personality kind of defines you per se. Not that, you know, you can sometimes change that if you're not happy with it personally. But I don't want like this kind of idea of like, because there has been times where I've been that addicted to like buying Blu-rays, 4Ks, physical media upgrading, even stuff I'm not overly thrilled or keen on purchasing, but I kind of feel the need to, with that kind of FOMO, fear of missing out. And what the conclusion I've come to is just like, I got to do it my way. There you go. I got to do it my way. The stuff I'm going to upgrade from Blu-ray, I might keep both and double dip. I might sell the Blu-ray edition and just fund my new 4K edition, because that's obviously the more superior and definitive edition. But I'm just thinking about stuff. I'm just thinking, this doesn't define me, like, because sometimes I feel like, yeah, I'm a physical media collector, which I am and I love, But I was thinking, like, you know, when I go on a bit of a weird kind of frame of mind, and I think, yeah, you gotta get the latest thing because you'll get FOMO. But then I also think, well, will I get FOMO? Like, so what? I didn't upgrade. I'm trying to think of something like I said about those ones earlier that I have on Blu-ray, Humanoids and Night of the Creeps. I haven't actually upgraded them to 4K, and as much as I'd like the 4Ks, I don't know if I will. They're two that spring to mind, not to single them out, but yeah, where's the end game? I mean, stuff's going to keep coming out. They're going to, maybe we'll even get onto a better, maybe they'll get 8K on disc and we'll get a new format. That could be interesting. But with the whole 4K, I've got a room full of Blu-rays and 4Ks. I'm not upgrading everything to 4K. There will be stuff I do on a whim, and there'll be stuff I actually prior plan to upgrade, yes. It's like, how can the editions keep getting better? We've had some definitive editions, like they released this on Blu-ray and 4K, the Big Dawn of the Dead limited edition in 2020 from Second Sight. I mean, yeah, of course, we're going to get new editions of Dawn of the Dead in the future, even on the same formats like Blu-ray and 4K, but can they top this? Like, it's got the novelization, it's got 3 discs of the CD soundtrack, 3 cuts of the film. You know, how are we going to top this? Sometimes you got to, like, just be happy with what you got. I'm not saying this because I'm not buying anything. I'm still buying physical media. I'm just thinking, like, perhaps sometimes I could chill a bit with myself and enjoy what I do collect and present it on the channel in a certain way, and obviously connect with you guys and provide content through my physical media. But I don't need to buy everything. I don't need to upgrade everything. It's just gone crazy. And now I kind of, the people, like, when I've seen these videos that kind of talk about this thing, because I'm not the first to do it, of course, I just feel like, yeah, at the minute I can kind of relate, because I don't want to say there's more to life, because your hobbies and your interests are very important. Like, don't get me wrong, if you're a big physical media collector like me, it's important, it's a part of you, and it's something you enjoy. Don't take that out of your life, of course not. But with me, I just felt I got FOMO and I felt the need to upgrade everything. Now I'm thinking, wait for the sale. So what? You missed the limited edition. Big deal. Either pick up the cheaper Blu-ray or wait for the standard 4K. There is a few exceptions, like, you know, I've pre-ordered the limited edition of the zombie 4K, the zombie flesh eaters from Arrow. I've got, like I said, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X coming. The Clint Eastwood Dollars or Man with No Name trilogy, whatever you want to call it, those 4Ks are coming, because I've never actually owned those films. So they're a first time in the collection. So that's my new initiative, as I said earlier. That's very important to me. But where is the end game? I mean, for me, there's not really an end game. I'm just going to keep rotating. I'm going to sell some stuff, buy some new stuff, try some stuff. Because I know there's digital now, but I even enjoy getting physical media on, trying physical media titles on physical still, basically, and just selling them if I hate them. If I don't like them, I think, you're not staying in my collection. I haven't got the space. I've got a cool movie room, but it's not the biggest in the world at the minute. Joking. But, like, you know, like, you just gotta, like, well, you gotta go off how you feel. And yeah, the last month or two, when I've been thinking about different things in life and doing some different things, it's been a real eye-opener to my own addictions, because we all get addicted to stuff. I love physical media. I love all the formats that I've collected over the years, from video, VHS, to DVD, to Blu-ray, to 4K ultra high definition disc. It's fantastic. I love digital. I actually have, which I'll do a video on at a later date, I actually have a good Apple collection. I do get stuff digitally because you can get some bargains. Even Arrow Video, they do stuff digitally with the same transfer, maybe slightly dipping quality because it's streaming or digital compared to your disc, but they do like them for like $2.99. You can download the Arrow edition of such a thing. Not too sure whether they have the features. I haven't looked, but someone could maybe fill me in on the comments on that. But, like, you know, there's options. We can have a bit of digital, we can have a bit of physical. I'm trying to be a bit more like, let's say with myself, I'm trying to be a bit more flexible. I'm not thinking, gotta have that on physical. It's like, well, why can't I stream it? It's like yesterday I watched Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. It was okay. It wasn't that great a film. I didn't really need the physical. It was like, I could have just watched that when it come on Tubi or like Amazon Prime. Like, it's not a classic. It's not like having this. Like, Dawn of the Dead's one of my favourites. You got to have this on physical if you're a physical media collector. I love this film and I love this edition. Sorry to keep patting you like that. Getting a bit crackers there. But yeah, just thinking, does physical media have an end game? Well, you know, what do you guys think? I love collecting anyway. And I've gone on a little bit in this video, but yeah. I was just thinking about the overall thing, but there's more, you know, don't let something define you. Like, yeah, we want the latest editions. Yeah, we like collecting physical, but I've even thought about having a break. And because we're going into another area, browsing online, shopping becomes boring when you pre-order everything. So you pre-order everything, you pay full price, you've got it in your hands. It, by having everything at your fingertips when you want it, also basically dissolves that aspect of like, wow. I worded that completely wrong, but basically what I'm trying to say is you pre-order everything, you get it when you want it. You become complacent. It becomes like, oh, I got a limited edition again. Yes, it's gorgeous. In a different frame of mind, I would really appreciate this, but because I'm spoiled for choice and I'm getting everything, I do not appreciate it as much. When you think, okay, I might have a break from buying for 2 months, and then I'm going to go, oh, I'm going to hit up the Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday sale. I'm going to hit up the Arrows summer sale. I'm going to hit up the Severance sale. You know, what have you? Sales on Amazon, you know, Amazon Prime days for hit some physical media up on there. It reinvigorates your enjoyment and love for collecting physical media. When you're pre-ordering everything and getting everything quickly, I think it lessens it. That's only my perspective through my perception and how I perceive it. But at the minute, I just think to myself, I could have a break, which I'm not, by the way. I've got stuff coming. Like, I'm enjoying collecting at the minute, but I could have a 2-month break. I'll still be doing videos and content about physical media and films, etc., and random stuff you won't expect. But yeah, like, I could have 2 months away from collecting and think, it's not because I've got the money to do it. I just think, why not save a bit more? In 2 months' time, I'm not even going to look at what's being released. I'm going to go and have a browse online and think, I didn't even know this title had been released. I'm dead excited. I've got the spare cash available. Let's get it. And it becomes exciting again. We get too complacent in our like habits in life in general, and that's not just designated to physical media either. We can get complacent with a job, with family, friends, what we're doing, this, that, or the other. You know what I mean? And yeah, you just got to spice things up, and I thought I'd just do that for a video. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. If you have any thoughts on that, if you do happen to stumble across this video, share them with me. I don't want to be a dick or anything, but I will just do a little bit of a disclaimer. If anybody ever trolls me or like has negative things to say about what I've said, I can take criticism. Friends, family, whomever, friendly faces, you know, I'll take criticism and I'll listen to them. But if people are just going to send me ridiculous comments, I'm going to either give you a load of rubbish back or I'm just going to delete the comment and block you. So don't bother doing that. But, you know, if you're genuine, what do you think? Like, what do you think? Does physical media have an end game, or is it an ongoing thing? Do you rotate your collection, buy new stuff, get rid of the stuff you don't want, upgrade, etc., I'm kind of a bit of everything. Like, I don't really know where I'm at with it, but I thought it was a slightly interesting video to do. So thanks for watching, and have a great evening, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, if you stumbled across this video. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.